one local and one network, the crossing of the two lines can bring unexpected effects. Listen to this.
Loveline. It's time for Loveline.
You know, there's going to be sex, drugs, rock and roll.
The crowd seems to love this.
Loveline.
Careful, it's slippery. I had it fast.
Exclusively on Tucson's new run. 92.1 KFMA, Green Valley, Tucson. K292CM, Summer Haven.
Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion advised.
Now, here's Loveline.
1-800-LOVE-191 with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Hey, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Christa Miller is here tonight from the Drew Carey Show, Wednesday nights, ABC, 9 o'clock. And I had this great plan before the show started. I just got back from Mexico about 45 minutes ago, and I got this black cowboy hat, which is kind of my thing. I mean, it's my new thing.
And I still not.
I really grew attached to it in Mexico, and I realized I can't do it with the headphones. It doesn't fit under or over the headphones.
First of all, let's have Krista comment how it just looks.
Well, not now. It's sideways because of the headphones.
No, when you
walked
first
in with the 10-gallon hat.
See, I didn't know it. I was rendered speechless.
Yeah.
And then you said, it's my new thing.
Right.
And I went, all right, because, I haven't seen you.
She got up and evacuated her stomach.
Her bowels, really?
her upper gastrointestinal tract emptied spontaneously.
Come out of your mouth or out of
her mouth?
Oh, really?
Out of her mouth.
Wow.
I know you weren't aware of that because you're too busy trying to fit the hat on your GD head.
That's quite an effect I had on her. But seriously, though,
Yeah.
I mean...
No, it's silly.
It doesn't work.
It's silly.
Really?
Yeah, really.
But listen...
I hope you didn't wear that on the plane. Or if you wore that on the
you did.
I would have jumped off.
I wore it in the plane. I wore it in the
You wore it on the
airport.
plane.
I wore it in Mexico. I haven't taken
listen.
off. I played tennis with it
represent
on
this
today,
show.
and then I fell in the pool with it on.
You represent this show.
Only time
I will
I took
not
it off-
have you in public
Oh,
wearing
please.
that damn thing.
This is my
what
new
you do in the
thing.
privacy of your home, that's fine. But you're going out in public, you do not wear this
This is my
thing.
trademark.
Adam.
Listen, forget about women. Let's talk about
Did you do
guys.
acid on this trip or something? What the hell's the matter with you?
Christ, you do a little acid, and the word gets in the States before you do. No, it's just a little mezcal and the tequila, that's all. Here's my point, Drew.
Yeah.
There's two guys coming down the street. Forget about the ladies. I'm not worried about them for the time being. But there's two guys coming down the street. One of them's wearing a yarmulke. The other one is wearing a black cowboy hat.
And the third one is not wearing a hat
Not wearing
at all.
anything. Who are you messing with in what order? Do you see what I'm saying? I think the black hat garners a little respect from the gents.
It goes right after the yarmulke.
It makes you
Yeah,
6
very quickly. Very quickly.
No. First off, the guy could have a gun under it.
All right, look,
Secondly, it makes you 6 inches taller, and you don't mess with a cat with a black cap on, do you?
We're getting a CAT scan after the show. You have a brain tumor.
Just take over. Let me just show Chris this. You know what I mean? Like this. And I do that line where I go, I only take my hat off for one thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For like masturbation.
Right. But when you walked in, I looked at your shoes because I thought if he's wearing cowboy hats, I don't remember what it was like doing the show at all.
You're right. I should have bought
Because
some...
I thought you were like kind of
Nice.
cool and
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Like I don't know. I had that.
No, that
thought
was
in
the
my
old
head.
me.
Yeah, you see, you screw things up, Adam.
This is the new ranchero.
Cowboy
Adam.
hats.
All right.
All right, let's get
All
on.
right, I'm going to bring my boots in tomorrow.
Just as long as you don't
I'm
wear
sticking
this
with the
thing.
hat.
You actually purchased that, or did someone give it to you?
Well, you know, it was bad, but I was on the plane, and I was saying to the guys I was with on the plane, I went for this bachelor party to Mexico with these 10 other guys, and I said, you know, this hat, this is my new trademark, this is my new thing, the black hat. And then one of them said, you know, you bought a white hat. That's my hat. And I said, you got to be S-ing me. And he said, no, your hat, Sal's wearing your hat. That's my hat. You can have it, but that's not your new thing. I mean, that's not your hat. That's not the one you bought.
You mean everybody bought hats for this trip?
A lot of people brought hats they had, and then others bought hats. But guys were, wearing smoking jackets with no shirt underneath.
You were
it.
drinking on this trip, were you?
There may have been some, because apparently I thought I bought this hat, and it turned out to be someone else's hat.
Right.
Stop.
I got the white one.
All right, you can have a seizure here, too.
All right, you ready? What are we doing?
I'm thoroughly disgusted.
Oh, Drew, you would not have approved. Joanne.
No kidding.
Hi.
Hey, you're 26.
I'm already this pissed off about the hat. Imagine what would have happened to me if I'd seen you the way you were behaving.
Mike, I'm going to have to modify these headphones for tomorrow night.
Joanne, what's going on?
Hi, I have a couple questions for you, Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
The first one being, back in September, I had a pap smear done, which is normal
Yes, it's
routine.
horrible.
And I got an SIL1 with squamous intraepithelial lesion or something.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I got a colposcopy, and the biopsy on the colposcopy came back no dysplasia and no signs of HPV.
Good.
Now, I'm a little bit confused. If the biopsy came back negative, what caused the abnormal pap smear?
Just having an abnormal pap. I mean, you understand that long before the wart virus became so prevalent, people still got cervical cancer, right?
Okay.
And so the risks for that are early onset of sexual activity, multiple sexual partners. That's about it. And other sexually transmitted diseases. So that's about all. And so you had, thank goodness, done the proper screening and got the appropriate testing done and eradicated whatever might have been there.
Okay.
And that's it. Whether or not you have the wart virus, it's still possible you do, frankly, but I doubt it.
Let me say something else about the hat for a second.
Oh, no, please. This is important.
No, but it's not. It's a functional tool because it's like you can tip it when a lady comes down the street, ma'am. Or you can do a thing when someone dies, you pull the hat off very slowly.
When are you walking down the street? And how often do you go to funerals?
All right, I'm going to think about that.
Yeah.
I'll take that into consideration.
Right.
But for the one time you actually do tip it or have to take it off at a funeral, it really makes a strong impression.
Joanna, was that your first pap in a long time?
That was my first question.
Yeah.
My second question was...
Let me ask this. Was that your first pap in a long time?
It was my first pap in 2 years because I wasn't sexually active at all, and I had read somewhere that if you had normal pap smears, you didn't have to get one every single year.
Where did you hear that?
Well, it's sort of a long story, but a friend of mine whose dad is actually a gynecologist, an old-timer gynecologist.
There is some debate about women older than yourself, how often the pap smear should be done. Sort of Medicare age, frankly. But at your age, it should be done every year, especially if you've had sexual activity.
Okay, I had skipped a year and actually had gone a year without sexual activity. Then I had sexual activity again.
All right.
Anyway, my second question was along the lines of the HPV thing. Yeah. I saw your special on MTV, which I thought was really good. But I was sort of doing a little self-inspection because I'm a little bit obsessive-compulsive and got me a little worried. But I found a bump, and I'm not sure if it's like I get these bumps sometimes. They're like zits. I went to my gynecologist.
But zits are normal. They can be little infected glands or hair follicles, that sort of thing. Warts look like cauliflower.
Okay. Okay.
They're tiny sometimes, but many times, I think if you learn from that video, most of the time people don't know they have them.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right, Joanne.
Bye.
She's going on safari almost every night. And listen, for those people that are looking, there's always something to find. You'll find something. When you look a lot and you really need to look, you find.
It seems to me I received an urgent phone call from you one night, in fact.
Oh.
What did you find?
I may have found something. I don't know. Well, listen.
Look,
I was
wearing a hat. I'm not going to get by with lying tonight.
I was browsing.
Right.
I had something on my Johnson. I don't know what it was. What was it, Drew?
A hat?
I don't know the name for it. I was meaning to look up the name, but they're normal.
Did I show it to you?
No, you described it very nicely. Though.
Oh, I did?
45 times.
Oh, okay. I just looked down one day. I saw a little something there. I was a little worried. Drew told me there's nothing to worry about. It's fine. I was in Haiti when I called him. John.
With a needle in his arm.
You're 19.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, guys?
The needle was in the arm before I went to Haiti, so let's be fair, Drew. Go ahead, John.
I think first of all, I'd like to say I really enjoyed your show, and thank you for taking my call.
Our pleasure.
Okay. I called you guys about 2 months ago, I guess, and talked to you about that I was a virgin. But the other night I was at a bar, and I've seen this girl around before, but I saw her again there, and I started dancing with her, and anyway, while we were at the bar, we started kissing, like giving each other the tongue and feeling around each other and stuff like that. Nothing beyond that. And
the question is?
I'm sorry, what?
And the question?
Yeah, and my question is actually kind of for Dr. Drew. Is there anything besides mono that I really need to worry about? Because she kind of like, I don't know why in the world she did it, but she bit my tongue while we were giving each other the tongue.
You probably stepped on her foot while you're dancing.
Why did somebody bite? Christa, any idea?
No, I've never bitten someone's tongue while I was kissing them.
Really?
She was like trying to get them, back off.
No, I think they were. Look at it this way: if there's somebody who you're making out with while you're on the dance floor, chances are you're both a little loaded.
And
I mean,
moving.
you're at a bar, you're drinking, you're dancing, you're
Right.
moving. And these types of people, the types who make out while they're actually right out there on the dance floor, they tend to be a little more aggressive, amorously, you know? So when they start making out,
And
they
a little
can
drunk, probably.
get a little drunk, they get a little heated. She could have been peckish. You never know.
Peckish?
Hungry?
I see.
Okay, Drew. Drew, what are you, hot for Christa or something? Do you like Christa?
No, you know
What's
what?
going on with
You say no? You just say no? right?
I'm not.
You know,
Chris is very
so
nice.
you are hot
Chris is
for
very-
her?
No.
What do you got going with Christa?
No, I
over
went on
here?
a huge long run before like dinner tonight, and I'm sort of like, I kind of quasi not right, quasi too stimulated. You know, like you're still
Really?
I went on
Yeah.
a hike before dinner, and this guy has a hat on. So I think
Yeah,
we're
that's the
all
other thing. The
in
hat
this-
thing has just got me totally flipped out. I really am disturbed about it.
Really?
Because you represent this program in me in some way. It's bad enough, but when you walk around in weird costumes, I'm flipped out.
I got drunk the entire weekend, and you know, I haven't taken a shower in 5 days, Drew.
Somehow that doesn't
You
surprise
know the
me.
last shower I took?
In New York.
That's right.
Oh my God!
As I announced to the delighted crowd as I jumped in the pool for the 15th time after a little tennis. Drew, you're a doctor. You don't need to shower if you swim a lot, do you?
No, that chlorine is known to be good for your skin and hair.
That's right.
And your eyes.
All right, let's all not weird out. I'll go.
Well, no, wait, we didn't ask John this question,
What
which
was
is,
her
can you
question?
get anything from somebody by... I mean, yeah, you could. I mean, saliva's replete with all the viral STDs, and if there's blood exposure, certainly, but it'd be a weird, rare, unheard of kind of a thing. But
He's fine.
He's probably fine.
Well, let me ask him something, though, real quick. Hey, John?
Yeah,
So you're a virgin.
that's correct.
You can always tell the guys who are virgins. They talk a little bit faster. And they're like, it's like if a poodle could talk, that's what it would sound like. Yeah. And you're making out on the dance floor and everything.
Right.
And so then what?
Well, I just I didn't want to take it any further than that because I mean, like I almost felt a little guilty and a little scared about what I was doing with her. You know, I've only seen the girl twice. So,
Right. But you're anxious to shake that virgin status, right?
well, oh gosh, yes, but I mean, like I hear you guys talk all the time, though. I mean, Adam, let's face it, man. You'd be making fun of me right now and tell me what an idiot I am if I took her back to my place and did my thing, right?
Well, the old Adam who didn't wear the cowboy hat may have passed judgment on you. But
I'd
that's
love
the
to see you in that cowboy hat.
Oh, you
no,
would,
you would
brother.
not.
You would not be a virgin if you saw me in this cowboy hat.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, you wouldn't. You
Hey,
take me.
Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
Okay. Could I also ask you another question too about speaking of my virginity? I have attention deficit disorder, and I am currently on Ritalin.
Right.
And when I talked to you guys before, I asked you about emotional attachment with sex. Would you advise me, somebody like myself who does have ADD? Would you say that it would be a good idea for me, even if I was involved in a relationship, to stay a virgin much longer?
You know what? I would not make a decision like that for somebody. I think that it's a good idea for you to have a relationship, and if part of that intimacy, if it's reasonably stable, the physical relationship should be normal at your age. So,
John, you're doing a ton of thinking.
yeah, don't think of that through so much.
Oh, there's nothing worse than a guy does too much thinking. These are the guys who never get laid. They think their way right into the bathroom and masturbate.
Mm-hmm.
That you remember these guys from high school? Too much talking, too much thinking.
And you're like so bored with it.
Right.
Well, they're also a little.
You just want a guy just to hold still, right?
Yeah, and
Just
don't
quiet down.
I think overthinking in general for
Right.
guys and gals
Right.
is a bad idea.
Right, because they're never inventing anything. They're just overthinking stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, they're right. The overthinking is the defense.
If you thought
they're not really thinking about the real stuff. They're thinking about other things that
Right.
have no use.
It's spinning.
Yeah.
They're spinning out. Ryan,
Yeah?
you're 16.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
My brother, who's 20, is currently dating a 13-year-old, and I'm wondering if I should turn him in for statutory rape.
Does he live with you?
No, he lives with the girl and her family.
What's up with him?
I have no idea. I don't speak to him much now.
What's up with your family?
Family at home's great.
Everything's great.
What's up with your brother?
I don't know. He's a sicko, I guess.
Has he always been a problem?
No, not always.
What do you think's going on?
I don't know.
Did he ever do anything to you?
No?
Does he do drugs?
No.
How did he get hooked up with this 13-year-old?
I don't know. My parents kicked him out of the house because he wouldn't follow the rules, and he's been moving in from one house to another.
What were the rules that he wouldn't follow?
Yeah.
What were the rules he wouldn't follow?
Oh, he had to be in at a certain time. He couldn't have his radio turned on past midnight. Just stupid, simple rules that he wouldn't follow.
This story is completely...
Well, he was 20. It was time to fly the coop eventually, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Does he have a job?
No.
Why not?
I couldn't tell you.
Did he drop out of school?
Yeah, he did.
At what age?
I'm trying to think. I think it was when he was a junior.
Okay.
When he was 17.
Something was up with him, Ryan. Something was really majorly gone wrong here.
Well, there's either more going on with the family or more going on with him, or whatever it is. I'll go with a little each. But, Ryan, he's living with this 13-year-old and her parents, right?
Yeah.
So they kind of know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
It's usually the parents that initiate this sort of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything Ryan can do about it.
Yeah.
I mean, he could. How
about tell your parents? Just tell your parents and see if...
Well, my mom knows about it, and she doesn't know what to do. She's scared, she cares about him,
All right, well, this is sort of the parents' issue, not yours, Ryan. I hate to see you get too involved with this.
What? Are you sure they're having a sexual relationship?
He and the 13-year-old?
I'm not sure. That's why I called.
All right. So we don't know.
Maybe they're not even boyfriend and girlfriend, right?
Yeah, that could be a possibility.
Maybe just a place he's flopping down.
Just because there's youngins in the neighborhood doesn't mean you get arrested. I mean, this guy sounds like he got booted out of this house and flopped at another house, and in that house is a 13-year-old girl.
And Ryan has every reason to be concerned if he knows his brother to be this despicable guy.
Yeah.
But it's the parents to alert people, or I don't know, maybe want to alert the parents of the 13-year-old that you have concerns, but it's, I don't know.
I wonder if Ryan, a quick question. Ryan?
Yeah?
You know the 13-year-old?
No, I don't. I don't know anyone.
You don't know anyone?
Found that he's living with.
Okay. Hey, Ryan?
Yeah?
Get some more details next time, would you? I don't know if they're having sex. I want to arrest them for statutory rape. Are they having sex? I don't know. Are they boyfriend and girlfriend even? I'm not sure. What the hell does that mean? Yeah, call the SWAT team.
Let's keep going, quickly.
All right.
Let's pretend that one didn't happen.
Alex.
Yes.
23.
How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I had a question for Adam.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's for both of you guys, but no one ever says that they have a question. They always have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah, why don't we sort of drop that preamble?
And that means we're going to get more of it.
Yeah.
Christa Miller here is here from the Drew Carey Show. So
she's just staring at you, Adam.
She can jump in there.
F is up with
she
this
wants
guy.
me ever since she saw this tall, cool glass of water blow in.
She just looked at him like, man, what happened to Adam?
I can barely speak. I want you so much in that hat.
I know.
She's
it's
like,
going right back on as soon as these headphones come off.
What
Promise?
Right now.
What happened to Adam is what I can read all over her face. He was such a nice guy. Alex?
Go ahead, Alex.
Okay. I've been working out for a couple of years now, and I started off with the creatine, and I moved up to the androstenedione and the norandros, and eventually I kind of iced it off with the steroids, and I did that for about a year and a half on and off for about 3 month cycles. I did it twice.
Great.
First was a 3 month cycle. The second was about a 5 month cycle. And
that's not really a cycle, is it?
I'm sorry?
You're just taking steroids for 5 months. That wasn't really a cycle then. People don't cycle for 5 months. They just take them for 5 months.
No, well, I kind of got some stuff that wasn't good, and it was kind of fake. So I should have actually waited a couple of months, but I got some real genuine stuff, and I started taking it immediately after I realized the first batch was not good. But
I promise you, it was still affecting you. I guarantee it.
Exactly.
It may not be what you were looking for, but
all right. So what's your plan, Alex? What do you want to know?
Well, when I was taking 2 different types at once, and it was hitting me really, really hard, and I started having these really, just really bad effects as far as mental. I've kind of had a slightly tainted past. Nothing really extreme, but
did you get violent?
I'm sorry?
Did you get violent?
Yeah, pretty violent.
Did you get manic or hypomanic?
No.
Real speech was real pressured and fast, and didn't sleep very much. And
I didn't sleep very much at all.
Yeah.
And when I did sleep, my dreams were very very graphic. And
yeah, people don't make enough of the psychiatric effects of these steroids. They can be profound. I've seen people kill themselves in the depressions that follow after you try getting off.
Oh yeah, and I've kind of had a hard time. I've been off for since last June, and I plan on staying off. I've gotten.
Do you have trouble with erection function still?
Well, no.
No?
No?
No, that was never a problem. Actually, people speak of that getting smaller. Mine grew about an inch.
But it's not just getting smaller. It's when you get off that things don't work right. What's that?
Right.
Hold on, Alex. Hold on.
All right, forget about it, Alex. Go ahead.
But also, you say about the psychological things, but the gym that I work out is you have to go with a trainer, and you can see the trainers that are on steroids, and physically, they permanently alter what they look like in the face, and especially women who take steroids, they look like men permanently.
Yeah.
It's true. Your jaw and your forehead get big, and they get a beard, and when they're doing it, I don't think they realize even the men have all that same look in the face, and you're permanently altering.
And someone takes growth hormone too, and that can change that even more. And it's forget the look thing. It is well known to be extremely dangerous in terms of risk for vascular disease, strokes, heart attacks, kidney disease, liver inflammation.
Right, but listen, these are stupid people because they're working out at age 23 like they're never going to get old, and they're, shaving themselves and going to the tan salon. So you have a select group of society who are on the roids, which are kind of sort of a moronic select source
it's
group
not
of society.
So much. It's
they're kind of idiots.
And it's a very strong
let me tell you what a certain personality is. The stupid personality.
Cross addiction with stimulants. A lot of stimulant use in that population too.
Yeah.
And it's addiction. The steroid ultimately becomes addictive just like any of the drug.
And the women. This is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life.
How scary.
Frightening. Scary.
And they have that man voice. They look like transvestites.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing. What is their thing sexually? Who are they trying to
I don't think they
get?
realize. Like, I met one guy who's like, this is my girlfriend, who's like 6'1" with that man voice, and looks like a man. Like, I thought, no, it's a man, but it's not. It's just a woman on steroids.
Yeah, that makes you gay if you go out with a woman that looks like a man. And also his stomach,
he took steroids too, this guy, and his stomach was distended, and my brother said that their stomachs are distended because their organs are enlarged. Is that true?
No. But they can get ascites if they get really advanced liver disease. It can be a mess.
Let me tell you what I announced to these 10 guys at this bachelor party.
When you were working out?
With his hat?
No, I had a hat on. Oh, you should have seen with the hat, just the hat and the sunglasses at one point. Just the hat and the wraparound sunglasses.
What was happening?
I think we're hitting a pool late night. That was a look. Just the hat and the sunglasses. I said to these guys, I announced earlier, I may have been drunk, but I said, thank God every single one of you here is fat, sloppy, hairy, and out of shape. Because that way there's no pressure on everyone. Everyone just looks like hell in a pair of shorts, and it just couldn't have been better. Just no pressure. So it's a relative thing.
Yeah.
You may think you don't look so great with your shirt off, but go out with the guys I was out with. You're an Adonis. It's great. And these guys that make a ton of money, they get a ton of chicks,
What do they put up with? Is that up with that?
And you had your hat, too.
The hat, that was it. All right. I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to the car to get a new hat because I can't
Please put the white one on.
Can't fit this hat.
Just leave that one.
I traded the white hat. I don't have that anymore. But I can't wear the headphones and the hat. I'm going to have this modified at some point and work this out. Christa Miller's here from the Drew Carey Show. When we come back, we'll speak to Michelle. Was raped by a male friend. Should she tell anyone how to do this? We'll get into all that after this. Oh, really? Wow. This is Marvelous 3. This is our guest tomorrow night. So we'll talk to the Marvelous ones tomorrow night. Christa Miller's here tonight. She's from Drew Carey. ABC, Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock. This Drew Carey's gone through the roof. He's got his improv show. He's got his show. He's on the cover of every magazine. Yep. He's really gone through the roof. I'm not sure why exactly. I mean, not that he's not a funny or talented man, but I don't know. Who cares? Why Drew Carey?
Because he's the coolest.
Is he?
Yeah, and he's every guy, and he's humble, and he doesn't think, and he's truly talented, and he doesn't think he's all that.
He doesn't?
No.
All right. He does a lot of, like, booze and whoring and gambling and stuff, though, doesn't he?
No, he's working all the time.
Okay.
He's fixing up his house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think we're all leading very boring lives.
I think the Drew Carey attraction for America is he's like that kind of nerdy guy that's got, he won, like Chuck went up for these guys. Is that what it is?
I think so. I think he's every guy, and I think he's a really nice guy.
Well, we've met him. He seems like a nice guy, but you talk on TV. It's that TV nice. You never know.
He was nice. No. Remember, we shot the breeze with him for a while before the show and stuff.
Yeah, Drew's right. We talked to him for 45 seconds before the show. That's right. We really got to know. What do you think? We went camping with him, Drew? Hey, how you doing? Good, fine, thank you. Bye.
He was not difficult to talk to or to get to know.
He did not seem like a prima donna or anything like that. All right, where the hell were we? Michelle. Oh, yes. The fabulous rape. Michelle?
Hi.
You're 17.
Yes,
so what happened?
I was at a friend's house, and this is a friend of mine, and all of our friends left, and he raped me, and it's been so hard, and I have nobody to talk to, and I have a boyfriend, and I can't tell him, and the thing is that he has a child with one of my friends.
Oh, that's nice.
And
why can't you tell everybody? Why can't you scream bloody murder about this guy's behavior?
It's complicated.
What? Tell me.
Because I have no one to talk to about it.
Now, let me ask the question again. Why can't you scream bloody murder about this and tell everybody you know? This guy raped you.
Because he's a gangster and...
Here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. We're looking for Mike to see if he was going to dump it, and he was just he was shoving something in his mouth during the time.
He was sort of throwing popcorn up in the air and catching it.
It was great. It was the second most leisurely position other than sleeping is what Mike was in. His feet up, he's leaned back, and he's tossing food into his mouth.
Kiss my ass at him.
All right.
Sorry,
so, okay,
Michelle,
so that's a legitimate reason to be.
Well, wait a minute. Let's figure this out.
But why would you stay alone with a guy that's a criminal? Not this is your fault.
A friend of mine, and I trusted him.
Why are you friendly with a guy that's so scary?
Because he didn't scare me before that.
All right. But
now that this has happened, that's why I had an option to report him, and I chose not to because of that.
Where have you been around people like this before that you are so oblivious to their potential behaviors?
I'm not. That's the thing. It's just once in a while, just these friends of mine, I'll go hang out with them, and
okay.
I haven't.
Where in your life have you been around people like this before recently?
Years ago.
Where? Who was that?
These same people. I knew them years ago.
All right.
I happen to know one of his friends from school.
How old is your boyfriend?
19.
How old is the guy who raped you?
24.
24. And
can you at least file a report? I mean, so that would you be willing to file a report at least, so that there's at least some sort of record of it?
He's already going to jail anyways, so.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, for attempted murder.
Oh, all right.
Michelle, I'm trying to understand you and why somebody that is a serious.
All right. Well, let me say something here. I'll play the heavy here. We don't. Anytime someone gets raped, it's not your fault. But then again, there's certain places you should and shouldn't be, just so it doesn't happen again, kind of thing. Now, nobody should rape anybody, and nobody deserves to get raped, but if you hang out with rapists, your likelihood of getting raped is much higher.
Well, forget the rapists. Murderers.
Murderers and gangsters.
You shouldn't be surprised when murderers, gangsters, rapists act like murderers. Why was that such a surprising thing to you?
He's never laid a hand on me.
Yeah, Michelle, but what? No, Michelle.
Yeah, but Michelle, hold on. You got a 24-year-old guy. You're in the house. Everyone else leaves. You're left alone with the guy. You know the guy's going in for murder already. It's not Tony Randall, and you guys are playing Yahtzee in front of some PBS special, upstairs, downstairs, or something like that. This is a tattooed, covered son of a bitch who's going into prison and already has another kid. Why are you hanging out in his lair?
But it's not that it's your fault. It's just that in terms of in the future, your judgment on what your friends
are. We're trying to prevent this from happening again.
And not what were you doing there, but why are you so surprised that somebody with that rap would behave in a very inappropriate and aggressive way towards you. Again, I'm trying to figure out where you seem so at ease around this guy that it leads me to believe that somewhere you grew up around people like this.
Not really, no.
That led you to believe that somehow...
I had known him for years, and he had never posed a threat to me before.
All right. So what Michelle's saying is, even though this guy's a murderer, he murdered someone else. And
no, it was attempted murder.
Oh, okay. All right.
And he didn't attempt to murder her.
People judge. That's all they do.
All right, so Michelle, here's the deal.
Michelle, why don't you, since he's going in, why don't you just go ahead and add this to his rap sheet?
Let's get away from all that. Let's talk about what Michelle can do to help herself.
I'm so uneasy around people now.
You've got to find... I know, I understand, Michelle. Listen, you've got to find some sort of rape support group. You've got to create some healing for what has happened to you. You've got to get some support from women who've been through what you've been through. And create a network of peers who can help you make judgments and help you talk about things and situations in your life that you might not be sort of seeing clearly.
Don't get pregnant. And try not to hang around with seedy types. Like when I see the teardrop tattoo, Drew.
Yeah.
In the corner of the tear duct there. That's when I leave the party.
Rain has stuff like this, don't they?
Yeah. What's her names?
Yeah.
Right.
I give that number.
Drew, don't you have numbers there?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. 800.
Well, give it out.
656-4673. 656-4673 and 800-843-5200.
Hal.
Yeah, how's it going?
Good. You're 32. You're on with Christa Miller.
Hey,
Hey.
Christa, how's it going?
Good. How's it going with you?
Oh, pretty good. I like the show.
Thanks.
My question is for Dr. Drew and Adam. Actually, I have a problem with... I got divorced last year. Actually, we got separated in this month of last year, and my wife was really getting heavily involved into the church. And so... I tried to get involved with her with the church. We'd been married for 10 years. And we both went to the same church, and we confided in the same elders at the church and stuff. And I had this guy that was doing Bible studies with me, and he became fairly close to me within about a 6 or 8 month period. And I told him everything about my marriage, everything I'd done wrong. And basically within about 3 months after I was talking to him, he was starting to get real close with my wife. I noticed in church she would kiss him, and it was not a friendship kiss. It was more like a kiss on the lips that I didn't really care for, you know. So I confronted him about it and told him, and I told him I'd had suspicions about somebody in the church messing around with my wife, and he kind of adamantly denied it, you know. And so now what it boils down to is now my wife is engaged to this guy. This weekend they got engaged, and I have 2 daughters with her, and it's really affecting my children, my attitude.
Wait, have you been divorced?
Yes, we have. It just became final this month. And
how long have you been separated?
Since June of last year, last month of June.
June of '98.
Yeah.
And so she's gotten married within like 7 months or something.
She's married
I think
May.
These sorts of situations are horrible, awful, unhealthy, sick. Bad news for everybody, not just for you, for them. Anytime somebody who is in a helping profession where their job is to create boundaries and to help somebody heal or work through issues and violates those boundaries and develops a sort of a second relationship as a person with that individual.
He's not the Pope. He's just some dope who's hanging around a church.
Oh, he's not one of the clergy?
Yeah, he is. Actually, he's in Los Angeles right now becoming a minister in Anaheim, and he's in school to become a minister.
But he was not one of the ministers. He was not a clergy
at the time, but now he's becoming one.
All right,
what religion is this?
It's the Church of Christ.
Oh.
It's Christian, I guess, but you know...
Church is the Church of Christ? Why always... that sounds like a confusing answer to me. It's like the Pep Boys of auto parts.
Well, you know, they call it...
Yeah, don't they all got stuff in them like that?
They call it the College Christian Church of Christ.
Okay.
I believe it's a...
Well, listen, Hal, you only got into it so you could get back in your ex's pants. So you didn't have the greatest motivation in the world. This guy's an idiot. I don't trust your wife. I mean, here she is getting married already in she's essentially set another date, 7 months after she moved out of the house. Maybe this isn't the one you want to be hooked up with for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's a bad situation. She's chosen a bad partner. she's the one that's going to suffer. But your job is to make sure your daughters don't suffer as a result of all this chaos. That's your job.
Yeah, that's my main concern, but I really have a real bad attitude.
I understand it's painful. I understand you're angry, but you got to put that aside.
Who are you mad at, her or him?
Well, frankly, you know, during the last few months, it's never really crossed my mind in life, but this last few months, boy, I honestly feel like killing that guy, and the only satisfaction is that I can get out of is killing him, but then that's going to put my kids out of a dad, and that ain't worth it altogether.
But listen, this is your ex's fault. It's not his fault.
Well, it's both their fault. Believe me, they will.
So she deserves a bullet too.
No, Hal, listen. They will.
What I was getting.
They will live. They will live in their own hell.
Read between the lines there.
Hal, they will live in their own hell. Believe me, you will live to watch it and laugh. You be more careful with your choices next time. Create some stability for your kids. Get away from this chaos and count your blessings.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I figured it would be, but I just wanted to keep my attitude straight. I just got to keep my head straight.
Find other ways to express your hostility and anger. You will have the last laugh. This is a bad situation for both.
Just throw like a bag of dung on her doorstep on Halloween.
Hal,
burning dung.
Hal, let me explain something here. You're 32. You got 2 kids. You understand? You're not wearing a wind-up beanie and drinking knee highs.
Yeah, you're right.
You understand? You're 32 years old. You got 2 girls. Now be a dad, would you?
Yeah.
And stop thinking about revenge and your ego and all this other nonsense. I want you to read. I know there's parts of the Bible. I just can't think of any. You'll find your answer in there. All right?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And
I'll look elsewhere.
Skim through the Torah as long as you have religious text in front of you. I don't read every word. There's a lot of filler in the Torah, but the Bible.
There's a famous story of the Torah where a great Torah scholar is asked to stand on his foot and give the whole Torah, recite it, and he stands on the foot and he goes, treat other people like you like to be treated. That's it.
Right.
Rest is commentary.
Then eat and hide some food somewhere.
And wear a big, giant cowboy hat.
Wear a big, oh, man, I should make a, I'm going to work on a yarmulke, like a 10-gallon style yarmulke. That'll work. All right, we're going to take a little break. Christa Miller is here from the Drew Carey Show, and when we come back, we'll speak to Gina's 22. IUD makes her bleed when she and boyfriend have sex. Wants to know what to do. We'll tell her what to do after this.
Loveline. Be right back.
Is this from the group from tomorrow?
Yeah.
Because my friend is the label that has that group.
Marvelous 3?
Yeah, Marvelous 3. And the guy Butch is coming, right?
And? We don't know. We've never met them.
Yeah.
The Butch we know is from Rock. Eels.
Yeah. And garbage. Okay.
And
a
garbage,
headache.
that's right.
Christa Miller's here from, what band are you from, honey?
I'm from the Drew Carey Band.
That's right.
Yep.
Where, what time and where does your band perform?
It's on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock.
That's
We're performing.
Right. That's right. On ABC, and that is whose line is it anyway? Right after that?
9:30.
That is a lot of comedy.
Yeah.
Drew?
Yep.
Should we keep the ball rolling here?
Yes, we lost the caller we had promoted for some reason. She dropped off the line.
Uh-huh.
But now we have Chase.
All right.
15.
Did you punch up Chase? No. Chase?
Yeah.
What's going on?
When I masturbate, I masturbate like 2 or 3 times a day. I look at that guy porno.
Yeah.
And I feel real guilty afterwards.
Really?
Why?
I feel dirty.
Where'd you get the gay porno?
On the internet.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're probably into guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are, right?
Yeah.
Well, you don't feel guilty about that. I mean,
No,
that's
it's all
what
right.
you are. It's hard at 15 when everyone around you disparages that so much.
Right.
And, it's a painful thing to come to terms with. But it doesn't mean you're a bad person. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. That's just how you are.
No, actually, you're probably a better person.
Yeah,
Gays
right.
are better people.
That's right. We'll even go out on a limb and say that.
Yeah.
Yep. They recycle. They color coordinate. They take care of business. They don't pollute. They pay their taxes. They're never in prison, even though there's a lot of that activity going on in prison. That's just because they're in a bind.
Yep.
They're in a bind, so they go for the behind. Chase.
Yeah.
See, your folks are cool. They named you Chase, right?
Right.
Yeah, they had to know something was coming.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think got you into this? You just always been that way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are your folks okay? They hippies?
No.
No.
Not at all.
They're real religious.
No.
No. They're just good parents?
Mm-hmm.
And you never got molested by a camp counselor or anything like that?
Not at all.
No. All right. So you're just you're gay.
Sure.
That's fine.
All right.
It's the best kind of gay. You're kind of gay.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, yeah,
Not
I'm
a
gay.
reaction to anything, yeah.
Yeah, half the people you talk to are gay. It's like, oh, their folks are born-again Christians, and they've been ramming this BS down their throat for so long that they just went, all right, well, what would give Dad a heart attack the quickest? Hi, I'm gay.
Right.
They do that. Or some counselor gets hold of them when they're 11 and screws around with them, and magically they're gay, too, even though it's all their own decision. But Chase over here is just gay.
Yeah.
He's right out of the box gay. He's not recycled gay. That's fine. All right. Easy on the masturbation. You're going to hurt yourself 3 times a day. That's pretty healthy for a 15-year-old. Dave?
Hello.
You're 18.
I am.
What's going on?
On Saturday, my fiance went to jail for 2 counts of aggravated assault on me.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah.
Why?
It started out just as an argument in her house.
Yeah.
And, she got really mad. She has a temper problem.
Mm-hmm.
Was she drinking?
Excuse me?
Was she drinking?
No, we were both sober.
No drugs?
No drugs. I'm actually in recovery.
Yeah. Is
I've been
she?
for like 18 months.
Is she?
No, she never had a problem.
All right.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So then
you should be out in time for the wedding. You may have to, you have to push it back, I guess, wouldn't you?
I guess so, if at all now.
Yeah. How long is she? Does she have priors?
No, she doesn't.
Then they put her in jail, huh?
No, with her, it's always been her boyfriend's, assaulting her.
Isn't it interesting how the abusee becomes the abuser?
Correct.
At some point, it's a very common thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dave, how old is she?
She's 20.
Was her dad a abusive guy?
No, her parents are really awesome, loving people. They're really religious, and they're just great people.
What happened to her?
Then she's got a tumor in her brain.
Yeah,
right?
what happened to her then?
Well, when she was growing up, she had really abusive boyfriends.
Yeah,
we don't buy that.
Boyfriends, and she was always.
How many boyfriends has she had?
Excuse me?
How many boyfriends has she had?
As abusive boyfriends, I know of like 2.
There's a reason.
Really messed her up.
There's a reason that she tolerated and sought out and put up with this kind of guy.
Yeah, they helped mess her up, but there was some pre-messing before them.
Right. They sort of matured the mess up.
She wouldn't tolerate it otherwise.
And she never told me of any. I don't know of any other.
Well, something happened.
Prior instances before that.
Well, why does she keep? Why is she the way she is? Something in the drinking water, maybe? Well, how long is she in for?
She went down Saturday, and she's in jail until at least, until she goes to court.
Really?
Yeah.
What did she do to you? Wait. What did she do to you?
Yeah, what happened?
It started as an argument, and she grabbed me, and she's like, I just want to hit you really bad. And I'm like, do it. I'm like, I effing dare you to do it. And she did, and I pushed her away really, really good, And I was walking out of the house after I called her a few names, and she ran after me with a pair of scissors.
Yeah.
And I shut the door in time. I got out of the house before she could get to me.
Perfectly healthy. Then what?
And then I was getting into my car to leave, and before I could take off, she pulled out of the driveway and slammed into my car with her car. So, and then the police estimated the damage like $1,500.
Again, that's perfectly healthy. I don't. Hey, Dave.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no reason why you shouldn't get married as soon as possible to this one. You should
I know,
take a string of old tires, wrap them around your car like a tugboat so you can make it out of the driveway in the morning without any incident. And then marry her. She's a keeper, this one.
And the thing that really, kills me is I feel kind of bad about how I egged it on, how I brought it on for her.
Yeah.
I feel it's almost as if she's paying for my for the things I pressed onto her for her to actually hit me.
Well, you're an idiot. I mean, don't get me wrong, but you didn't force her to come after you with scissors or ram you with the car.
No,
the best thing she could do is probably cool off in the clink for a couple of weeks. I mean, it really would be good for her. And she's got to get some kind of counseling. And Dave, do not think about marriage for quite some time. quite some time. And if you have a kid, I'm gonna run both of you over.
Well, you can do that because I'm so not planning on having children for a while.
Good. But listen, mistakes happen.
Okay, but also, Dr. Drew, her parents talked to me the other night when I went and talked to them about what had happened that night. I went and talked to them.
Yeah.
And they know all about my drug addiction, my counseling and everything, and how I'm going about that. And they asked me, maybe, it'd be a good idea if I asked her to, seek some help and get her a therapist because she's.
Oh yeah, I mean she needs a psychiatric evaluation.
But they asked if it would be, if it would be a good place for me to ask, and because she's tried to go to a therapist before.
Well, I don't know what kind of leverage you have with her now, but yeah, I mean it could only help.
Okay, listen, if you get some counseling, I'll drop the charges, honey.
I'm sure they will have her evaluated in jail, but it would be nice to have her more thoroughly checked out and a team assembled to continue to follow her going forward. She may be bipolar. There could be a lot of things going on. She may be addicted and you not know it, which is kind of what I expect here. Needs to be evaluated thoroughly, and you may find that she gets better with treatment.
Christa, you ever lash out against a man?
No.
They never rammed anybody?
No, but you know what's annoying? Like, if you're having a fight with someone and then they leave, that would be annoying. But I think driving a car into someone would be...
Yeah.
I think that's just a little much.
That's a little more than annoying. But, see, women don't like it when a guy storms out in the middle of an argument. Guys couldn't be happier. It's over. Good riddance. Finally, some TV time.
Yeah.
We'll argue when you come back.
And they stop talking? That's so irritating.
Well, you see, guys are pragmatic. It's like, listen, we got our whole relationship to argue. We'll have plenty more arguments. You just go out.
In the middle of a fight. You're in the middle.
It's usually better not to fight in a fight, to let people cool down and deal with things when they're not so hot.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
People aren't thinking properly then.
You're seeing red.
And then you just go to sleep mad?
You do whatever. You separate. Unless you're having a rational discussion where people are being respectful of each other's feelings, and you let things cool down, then you say what was and was not acceptable about the situation.
Yeah, except for you don't do that, do you, Drew? You just yell
I try to let
chase
I'm actually
Susan around with crocheting needles.
Scissors.
Oh, yeah.
I like to do it with kids. Another way to do it. Kids, you get in the middle of when they're worked up, they just get defensive. That's all. You can't get anything through.
All right. Speaking of getting something through, I want to go to commercial half hour ago. So we'll do that. Christa Miller's here.
On 92.1 KFMA.
Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew over there. Christa Miller's here tonight. We're going to take a little 10-second break, and we'll be back with more Loveline in, just a little over 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on
radio station.
You rock. 92.1 KFMA. Green Valley, Tucson.
Yep. All right. Hey there, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew, who always waits till the mic heats up before he coughs. It must have been tough holding it back that last 15 seconds. Christa Miller's here from the Drew Carey Show. That is on ABC Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock. She's got a couple independent movies coming out soon, but we're not going to get into that. Christa's a sort of quiet dignity to her, This is a very, very good presence.
She's just aghast.
Thank you.
She's not shocked.
She hasn't farted once the whole night. What are you talking about?
You make up for everybody.
Oh, please. Christa, you on some level, you like me, right?
Yeah.
She used to.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Before the hat?
Oh, before the hat?
I forgot about the hat already.
Good. Yeah.
Because I still like him.
All right, good.
Really?
Yeah.
And what kind of way?
Well, in a good way.
Yeah, I know. But
in a
platonic you like me as a man?
Yeah, there's something about you that I like.
Really?
I can't quite put my finger on it.
Wow. I could let you put your finger on it in the parking lot.
No, is it kind of, you think you'd like to have him instead of overalls, a handyman around your house just living in the back?
I like both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
You make a good team.
I'm drawn to you guys.
Really? Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're drawn to you.
Really?
Right, Drew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
I want to hang and...
Yeah, you got your own way about you. It's a good way.
Thanks.
Yeah. It's just good looking, but not the kind that, your friends make fun of you for. Big, fake boobs and hair that's been teased for too long. These are, good looking in a lower profile way. You don't get hassled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
cruise right across the border with you. No one would stop you.
Thanks. Well, I don't really have any makeup on tonight, so I mean,
No, but it's good.
Yeah?
And it's got that hair, that color I like. Is that auburn?
That's right, yeah. Almost.
Yeah.
Chestnut.
It's not brown. It's not red. So it's got a little thing going in it.
Thanks.
It's nice, yeah. I should have really cleaned myself up before I came in tonight. I wasn't thinking. I should have went to the airport bathroom and clean myself up.
Next time I
bit.
come, I'll wear some makeup.
That's right.
And you'll have showered.
I want you to remind you.
It's only been 6 days.
I want to remind you too, Krista, that 45 minutes ago he was gloating about the fact that he had a shower in 6 days. Traveled 6,000 miles, no shower.
I showered in New York, Drew. Please, what do I?
And he went for a swim in the pool after tennis.
I did
playing tennis in the sun.
I did tons of swimming today, and before I soaked in tubs. I was really. There's nothing on me except for whatever was in the tub that may have stuck when I was climbing out. Brian, hot tubs. Brian, you're 16.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, every time I see my sister, I tend to get erect.
Totally natural.
How old is your sister?
She's 20.
Yeah. Is she your biological sister?
Yeah, she's my sister by birth.
Uh-huh. And how long has this been going on?
For a while.
Yeah. Do you live with her?
Yeah.
You ever had any contact with her?
Like how?
Well, I don't know. Got her in a headlock or something? Anything sexual.
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
What happened?
Like what?
Because she gets home, at 12, and I'm in bed, and I pretend like I'm sleeping. And when she fell asleep, I would wait an hour or two till she was totally asleep, and I would go into her room and I would feel her up.
Perfectly healthy.
Wouldn't she wake up?
No, she didn't wake up.
There's too bad. Hold on, let me talk to my posse here for a second. I got some hip lingo.
Yeah.
Posse.
When I was over in Mexico, and I started to end things with yo. Yo, we got to talk to Brian, yo.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, see, there's two things going on here. One is Brian is feeling his sister up, and the other is, whatever kind of family created Brian.
She doesn't wake up.
She doesn't wake up.
Even though we know she's awake.
Yeah, because people do not sleep that soundly.
Yeah.
No,
it's amazing.
not right away either.
No, they would never sleep through a dentistry or anything like that, yet he can do whatever he wants to her, and she doesn't move.
Yeah.
So should we investigate a little more?
Yeah.
What kind of family you have going there, yo? See?
Homie.
It's a pretty nice family. Nothing was ever done. None of us has been raped before, and it's just been a nice, wholesome family that go on picnics and stuff.
Right. No, that's just what we're picturing. No one's been raped while they were awake. That is.
Has anything ever happened to you outside of the family?
Huh?
Anything ever happened to you outside of the family?
No.
Why do you think you would be having such strange behavior this way, and she'd be going for it too? Why would you two think this was an okay idea?
Why wouldn't she scream bloody hell, and why do you think it's an alright thing to initiate?
Well, one time when I was doing it, she woke up, she saw me, and she asked me what I was doing in there, and I pretended I told her that she had a clock in her room and I don't have a clock in mine, so I said I was wondering what time it was.
Yeah, was she sleeping on it, or was it on the nightstand? Oh, you mean you're standing in the room? I'm
standing in the room, yeah.
Does your sister have a sexual energy with you when you guys are awake?
When both of us were awake?
Yeah.
I don't know. One time I seen her in the kitchen. She had on like a little sweater thing, like a cashmere, and I saw her nipples erect, and it turned me on.
Right, but you have a sexual energy with her, but you think she's into you?
I don't think so.
No. All right. Well, Brian.
Yeah.
This is pretty disturbing stuff, This isn't kind of sort of mildly effed up. This is majorly effed up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to kill yourself, but why don't you just contain yourself? How about not doing it?
I don't know, it's kind of hard because,
Oh, okay. Well, I tried. All right, happy raping. Listen to me, you idiot. You're feeling your sister up. Now stop it. This is despicable behavior. It's going to screw you up even more.
I know.
You understand? Don't freak out. Just stop doing it.
And another thing,
No.
No. Listen, do you have a girlfriend?
I did. We broke up like a week ago.
Focus on your peers, all right?
Can you get into some therapy, Brian?
No, I mean, I've held it back. You know, the last time I touched her was like a couple months ago. It's just I've had sexual thoughts about her.
Okay. Well, they're thoughts. I mean, here's the thing, everybody. And we say this all the time, but maybe it's never enough. You don't have to act out on everything you want to do. You really don't. People fantasize about killing people. They fantasize about eating their kids. Do they do that one, Drew?
Somebody does.
I'm going to do that when I have kids. Fantasize about eating them. They fantasize about doing many, many things. Jumping motorcycles over buses. But you know what? They don't do them. They just don't, because they get killed or they get arrested or they get effed up or they get shot or they get whatever. So don't do it. Just don't do it.
That's right.
That's all. It's wrong. Go ahead and contain yourself, everybody. Hal?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Jesus, two Hals? We talked to Hal earlier.
Yeah, I thought actually you'd appreciate that, Adam. I heard Hal, I heard you're 32, so I started blaring away into the phone, and all of a sudden you were talking to somebody else.
Right. We're talking to 32-year-old Hal, the guy who got into religion so he could bang his old wife. And
yeah, like it
didn't work.
To kill the minister.
Amazing how God works, isn't it?
But I was blaring away, but all of a sudden you weren't talking to me, and I realized something was wrong.
All right, Hal.
Whatever.
Go ahead.
Well, anyway, I got a little problem in that I'm 34. I have a half-brother who's 15, and he has come to live with me.
How's that?
Because he's had a lot of problems in the past, a lot of school-related problems, behavioral problems. And I'm sort of I guess I need just some generic advice about how to formulate a game plan for this. You know,
wait, how did you end up with him?
How to approach this.
How did you end up with him?
Well, obviously my mother is quite a bit older. My father died when I was young, and then my mother was remarried after I graduated high school, and then had a couple of kids. And it's one of those things that we always kind of saw coming, I think. But now that it's finally here, you know, like I said, he had a lot of school-related problems, and just was.
Still haven't answered my question.
Okay, he was kind of failing out.
School-related problems.
Yeah.
He was failing out at school, so it was really a last-ditch sort of thing, as my mother saw it, that for him to come and live with me and try to give him a stable background.
I'm gonna venture a guess here. I'm guessing there was some sort of difficulty at school, maybe on a scholastic level.
What was so?
Why is he living with you?
Yeah.
I was a horrible student. I never moved in with my older sister.
Well, he was failing out because he wasn't.
This is more than failing out, though.
What is so unstable about your parents' home?
Well, it's a lot of chaos. I mean,
what? That's what we're asking. What was going on there that led him to be unmanageable?
Hal, you've been on hold for 60 minutes. As God is my witness, I'll put you on hold until 10 minutes after the show if you don't start coming up with answers. What's going on at the house?
Chaos was just between the parents. There had been some abuse.
Who abused who?
So close.
The father.
The father abused this kid.
Well, yes. I mean, it wasn't wholesale abuse. You know, it wasn't like the kid was getting beaten all the time or anything like that. But there has been some abuse there. But between the father and the mother was some domestic abuse as well.
So has somebody intervened on this?
I'm sorry?
What sort of treatments have they had for this?
Well, he has just come to live with me in the last week.
No, Hal, it's not going. Geographically moving a child from that kind of environment is not going to do a hell of a lot. This requires a tremendous amount of treatment and intervention by social services, psychological teams.
Yeah, exactly.
Why has there not been intervention? Has nobody reported the abuse?
Drew, it wasn't. Like I said, it wasn't wholesale abuse.
Hal, I beg your pardon. In the state of California, if a physician doesn't report a husband's hitting a spouse once or vice versa, the physician goes to jail.
I mean, that happened.
Hal, listen to me. Your denial is massive, and you've got something you're going to have to be very clear about and understand about.
Hal, what the hell kind of model are you going to make for this kid? I mean, I gotta put you on a rack to get you to
look at
talk
reality.
about some abuse here. Problems at school, problems at school, problems at school. Who do you think we are, idiots, Hal? Don't you listen to this goddamn show? What do you think we're going to do? Oh, he's pulling D's in algebra. Okay, we understand the move. Let's just move on with the next question. You're insulting our intelligence. We knew there was something going on at the home.
No, absolutely.
All right, and it's got to be big enough that he's moving.
Listen again. A husband or a spouse strikes another spouse, and a healthcare provider doesn't report it to the authorities, the healthcare provider goes to jail. One strike.
Well, not really.
Yes.
They don't do any time, please, Drew.
But do you understand how serious it is, Hal?
Absolutely. Drew, listen to me. There was a domestic problem once. We called the police. His father did 10 days in jail for that.
Okay. Now what kind of intervention was it?
It's not a problem like you're making it out to be. He has had, there's been, the house is pure chaos. I give you that. And I recognize that. But again, that's why he was sent here in the hopes of giving him some sort of stable background with my wife and myself.
Okay.
And providing giving him a chance to succeed. That's what we're trying to do.
He's going to need treatment.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's why I'm calling you.
You need to get a psychiatrist. You need to have a psychiatrist see him. You need some recommendations for treatment.
Yeah.
You're going to have to use a lot of structure. You're going to have to create consequences for every behavior consistently.
How, in terms of how, though? I mean, I don't have any kids. I've never done this.
Any privileges you grant him need to be taken away.
Hide the porn. That's number one. Give it to me, better yet. I'll look after it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, you're going to be a policeman.
Yeah.
As much as anything else. You're going to have to keep your own stuff out of it. You can't get angry. You can't get controlling. You can't get paternalistic.
Mm-hmm.
Just actions have consequences. You decide what they are ahead of time, create them, and you need to work with a team who's used to treating people who've been through this sort of
Hal,
abuse.
what'd your dad die of?
He was electrocuted.
No.
By the state?
By mom.
No. We were lifting a TV antenna and it hit a power line.
We were?
Yes, I was electrocuted too.
Wow. You're up on the roof of your house?
No, we were outside, and believe it or not, the ironic part is he was an electrician. How he never realized that would happen, I have no idea.
Where were you outside?
We were lifting, it was, the old 70s antennas where you would push them up next to the house on the big, it was a big, super tall antenna, probably like 35 feet or 40 feet.
Oh, it's like a ham radio antenna?
No, it was just a regular old, 70s TV antenna. And it was on one of the big tower things. So we would push it. We were trying to push it up to next to the house. I don't think it actually hit the wire, but it came close enough that the electricity.
It arced. Oh, that's a bitch.
Oh, it arced. Oh, jeez.
All right.
So, it's been
that's tough. How old were you?
I'm sorry?
How old were you at the time? Ugh.
Yeah.
Tragedy. All right, Hal. I don't trust your mom, though.
Oh,
she went and got hooked up with this abusive guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to, hurt the good name of your deceased father, but I worry a little about him, too, that your mom would get hooked up with him. I wonder what kind of guy he was.
I didn't get a chance to know him, so I don't really know.
All right. Your mom waited some time and then went off and found an abusive guy. I'm guessing there's something going on with mom. All right, Hal, you got your work cut out for you, buddy.
I think so. Great show, though, guys. I really like it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Abused for Hal.
Hal got abused.
By you.
Oh, yeah. Well, he deserved it. Come on, he couldn't come up with that answer. He just kept coming back to school, and then he kept saying, okay, well, there's not any real abuse. Okay, there's a ton of abuse at home. That's why he's moving in with me. But there's not really any abuse. Well, it's light abuse. Abuse light.
Total chaos, but
not a lot of chaos. Yeah, of course. Anytime someone moves out of their house, there's something going on. One thing I've learned from this show, because Drew tells me all the time, no one ever leaves their house. Like, talking to these people, it's like, I was 13, so it was time to leave. It was time to leave? Yeah, well, and I just felt it was time to move on. I'm kind of a rambling. No, wait a minute. What was going on? And it always had to be some serious abuse, because people don't just get up and move when they're in their early teens.
Hey, I want to say again something I said the other night was I'm going to set up a webpage at drdrew.com, and I want listeners, viewers to access that webpage and tell me what they need on a health page. I would like to provide it.
I'll tell you what you need, Drew.
What?
Well, I'll tell you off the air. Lizzie.
Yeah?
You're 16?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Like this guy, I've been with him since I was 14. I'm 16 now. And, I took his virginity from him. And ever since then, he would call me, but he won't talk to me at school. Or he only,
like when we go places, it's to go have sex. Like we go and have sex.
How old is he?
18.
You took his virginity?
Yeah.
When you were 14?
Yeah.
And he was 16?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of early, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Huh?
What's that all about?
What's that all about?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Just having sex at 14?
Yeah.
No big deal.
Well, I don't know, because I really like him and stuff.
You do?
Yeah.
What have you guys been doing for the last 2 years?
Having sex.
How often?
Maybe twice, 3 times a month, maybe.
But he's not your boyfriend?
Nuh-uh.
Where's your dad?
Where's my dad? He's sleeping.
Really?
Yeah.
What state? I mean, where is he? Living at home?
Yeah. My parents are together.
What? It sounds like kind of weird 14, 15, and 16-year-old girl behavior. I mean, you get hooked up with some guy who's a couple years old, you take his virginity, then you get on some sort of maintenance plan.
Well...
He doesn't feel the way you feel, that's for sure.
Well, like, I've heard that he liked me or whatever.
Lizzie, please. Don't do that to yourself. Why would you think this is acceptable?
I don't know. He's really nice to me and stuff when we're together.
Of course, until he's
getting laid.
Yeah, until that's over, and then he's done.
And you know what? It's so fun to have to be able to have a relationship with a guy who wants to be with you and spend time with you and do other things with you aside from having sex. It's not even worth it. You're going to break up with this guy and be like, why did I waste my time with someone that I didn't get to do fun things with?
Is your dad an alcoholic?
No.
Mom?
No.
What's going on at home?
Nothing.
Just what?
I don't know. Huh?
Just what?
What?
Just what's going on in the home?
Oh, nothing. We're just...
Okay. Well, nothing's going on. Everything's fine at home, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, stop seeing him then. Okay? You have no excuse. Everything's good.
Well, yeah, but... Well, my mom... Like, we used to have family problems.
What was the problem?
Well, because my parents were, like, having problems, like, because my mom had an affair on my dad when... Like, before I was born, but my dad, like, had it, like, locked up inside of him for, like, a really long time.
Did he hit your mom or something?
Huh?
Did he hit your mom or something?
No. They just, like, my mom has a really bad temper because she used to get beat when she was little by her stepmom.
Right.
And so she...
Did she beat you?
Huh?
Did she beat you?
No, she yells at me. She, like, used to yell at me a lot and stuff, but I yell at her back sometimes.
Okay, but everything's good on the home front, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, no excuse for acting this way then.
But you understand there's some real stuff going on in your family, okay?
Well, yeah, but my parents have been going to counseling and stuff for a couple of years. And
okay, but you still absorbed whatever you absorbed when you were young. And it affects you, motivates you. It screws up your decision-making process, and this is a bad decision. This guy does not want to be with you as a boyfriend, and he's not going to be with you as a boyfriend.
Period.
Okay.
He's not going to be.
Okay?
Is he a nice guy? I mean, may act nice to you, but he's not a nice guy.
Well, he's a jock.
Whatever. He's getting what he needs from this relationship, but giving you nothing. That's not a relationship.
No greater aphrodisiac for a young woman than not being interested.
For a guy.
Listen, all of you women out there, I'm uninterested in all of you. I'm turning gay. Do you hear me? You can all go simulate lesbian acts. I will step right over you on the way to the TV
that
set.
Works
Do you
for
hear
men
me?
too, Adam.
Really?
Not the way it works for women, though.
It does?
Yeah.
Really? Is there something attractive about a woman who's not interested in you?
Yep.
Oh, geez, how do I narrow it down? Like, if you're attracted to producer Ann, attracted to every guest that comes in here? No, that is not. Guys are pragmatic. Guys are attracted to whoever's good-looking who's attracted back to them. That's how guys work.
No, just stop for the attracted back part.
They don't even care about that.
Right.
But if they are, they can move on with the relationship.
Right.
I've never been more attracted to a woman because I found out she wasn't attracted to me. I was discouraged by it.
Right.
I was happy when she was attracted to me. Now, I mean, stalking is one thing.
No, I mean obviously they're attracted, but a little unavailable.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a little sort of chase and a little game, but guys do not need it that much. This is a misnomer, isn't it, Drew?
I think it is mostly.
Yeah, I actually agree, but I know guys that are. It's not only a
Yeah. Those aren't mature guys like me and Drew.
No.
That's right.
No.
And engineer Mike, what the hell?
They can't feel
Throw him
comfortable
in,
wearing a cowboy hat.
That's right. 2 hats, 1 night. All right. Christa Miller's here from the Drew Carey Show. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to Stephen. Met a girl on a cruise at 14. I'm not going to let my kids cruise at 14. It makes you soft, all that buffet food. Stephen, where'd you go on this cruise?
I went to the Bahamas.
Oh, for Christ's sake. All right, hold on. Hey, I went to Van Nuys when I was 14. That was my family vacation. I got to sit in the car when my mom renewed her license at the DMV. It was huge. Okay, I got a scrapbook. I'll show you later. We'll be back.
This is Loveline.
Hey, Loveline. Christa Miller's here. Dr. Drew's here. He just brought me another thing of peanuts. Why? Because you're eating all mine?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But it means you want more?
Not necessarily.
Really? I bet you do.
I probably will, but I don't necessarily want more.
Okay. Well, thank you. We do a lot of snacking. I don't know any other radio show that does so much snacking into the mic as this show. Drew's here, Christa's here, and when we left off, we were talking to Stephen.
Yep.
Stephen's 14. He's already been to the Bahamas. Son of a bitch. Where do you live?
I live in Tarzana.
Oh. What's your dad do? Is he a lawyer?
He actually works at my school. He's an administrator at my school.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he must be embezzling money. Probably some sort of cafeteria scam he's got going where he tells the state he's paying $1.85 a meal and he's really only paying 90 cents a meal. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stephen, yeah. Okay. What's the question, Stephen?
Well, I met this girl on a cruise last April when I went on a band cruise with my school. The school band went on a cruise to the Bahamas. And we met like the second day, and then we just hung out the rest of the cruise. And then last night, we exchanged addresses and everything and phone numbers. And I got home, and I mailed her, and I got no response, And so I'm like, okay, well, maybe it didn't get to her mail like every desperate person does,
Sure.
So then I mail her back, and no response. I mail her back again, no response. So now it's, 10 months later, and still no response.
What's it say?
What do you mean? It says that she doesn't want to talk to me, but,
No, I know, I understand.
Your notes.
What does your note say?
Oh, it just says, like, hi, miss you, love to hear from you. Here's my address, here's my email address, my phone.
You didn't make a move on the boat, though?
No. Oh, well, yeah, kind of.
What? It's amazing what you count as a move.
Where does she live?
She lives in North Carolina.
Sure, maybe she's just not... even if she were into this, just sort of being more realistic about it and not getting involved with all that distance. And
yeah, I just want to, see how...
Or maybe she just has a boyfriend now.
Yeah, I just want to see how she's doing. And I'm too scared to call her.
Hold on a second. I may be in bachelor party mode, but I was thinking to myself, when you're 14, 13, 14, 15, you spend a lot of time as a guy turning nothing into something sexually.
Yeah.
Then as you get older, spend a lot of time downplaying stuff that was actual. Yeah, that was a lap dance. Oh, hey, my pants were down, but it was nothing. It was like a bunch of guys hanging around. It was
joking.
The guy, there was peanut butter in the pinata, and I was on top of it, and the hookers were there. But it was not sexual at all. I mean, you gotta understand the context of the whole thing. You're focusing so much on the nudity and the prostitution that you can't get to the crux. What's funny is you get older, you just desexualize things.
But when you're 14,
everything's sexual. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's the way she, walked past me and she banged her clarinet case up against my groin. But I could tell that was something. All right, Stephen.
Yeah.
All right. So what happened on the boat there?
Well, we just we met on an elevator. Okay, my friends and I were just hanging out, and we saw these two girls on an elevator. So we just thought, oh yeah, why not say hi? It's a cruise. So we said hi, and we just talked, and then the last night we went on the same elevator, and we kind of kissed, It wasn't anything big.
Did you, with tongues?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that is something. It's pretty good for a guy in band. Yeah.
It's something, but it's
she ain't
nothing
interested.
now. It's nothing now.
Right.
And
she's got some guy back home or something.
Yeah, but I just want to know how she's doing, and I'm too scared.
No, you don't. You could care less.
Forget it.
Yeah, forget it.
Don't cling to that.
No,
you don't care how she's doing. Yeah,
she's doing fine. She's doing fine. If she's not, what are you gonna do?
Either she's doing great or she died. I mean, either way, she's not corresponding with you. He wants to know how she's doing. Oh, to be young and in love.
She's feeling well.
But give him the advice that you wish you had had.
Kick her in the nut. No, wait a minute. That's something else. Just move on. You really do not pursue people that aren't interested in you. God knows you do so much of it when you're young. You latch on to that one person. You build this whole fantasy up about them. It's
Remember we were watching that thing on Mama Cass?
Yeah. That's the best VH1 behind the music. That's my favorite show.
I never stopped watching that show.
Wait.
We can move in together and watch
Milli
it.
Vanilli?
Seen it?
That's the best one.
Adam,
I can't stop. I want to watch that.
Whenever I travel with him, I have to watch Behind the Music and
Where Are They Now?
True Hollywood Story.
No,
I have to watch
those are the best. Behind the Music, though, I don't want to do it. I don't want to. Usually when I'm watching TV, I can even flip through a magazine. I'm available to answer the phone.
Sure.
That show, no.
No, because it's like Leif Garrett.
Garrett, Behind the Music.
He's 15 and a half. He's peaking. He's just hit Japan on a tour, and you got to figure out what's going to go on. I mean, you got to figure out how it's going to end.
I want to be buried in tapes of Behind the Music.
I love that show. Name one. I've seen them all, and I've seen them many times.
Yeah, the Mama Casca, she was in love.
She was in love with one of the other papas.
And then the other, Michelle Phillips.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she...
But the point is, she built this huge thing about this guy who was not interested.
No.
Not interested.
No, you'll know, everybody. It doesn't sneak up on anybody.
No.
It's like liver. I hated liver the first time I tried it, and I hate it now. On the other hand, lasagna, I'm into that. And you know what? I liked it the first time. That's it. People are interested or they're not. Once in a while, a guy gets really desperate or, someone puts some weight on or something. Time isn't good to some people. Eventually they get worn down. But that's like when they're, going into rehab or something. It's not when you're in high school. You meet a girl in high school who's not into you in the 10th grade and she ain't into you the whole time.
Yeah, ever.
That is it. So you just move on into someone else who's not into you. Colleen.
Hi, Dr. Drew. Hi, Adam.
Hi, you're 29. Say hi to Christa, too.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
She's good people.
What's going on?
Okay. Well, I had a Norplant in 92, and I had it taken out about 3 years later when all of the controversy started. And I was wondering if the controversy, if that was like all hype, or if there's anything that I should look in the future for side effects or anything.
What are you referring to specifically?
Well, I had the Norplant taken out, but I wasn't having problems with it when I had it taken out.
And what is the problems you're referring to that you're concerned about?
Well, a lot of where I live, there's like you're always seeing advertisements about if you had a Norplant, call the attorney. There's all these different effects that can happen to you, and all of these different lawsuits. And I was wondering if there was really something wrong with the Norplant.
Tell me what the lawsuits are about.
I think one of the things which didn't happen to me was something about the rods that get put in, I guess, can
move around.
Can what?
Can move around?
Yeah, or explode, or something about it being imploded or something like that. And
those are all mechanical issues.
Okay.
None of that happened with you.
Okay, so there shouldn't be like any.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Listen, do a little research before you call up next time, would you?
No, this is part of her research. So.
This is?
That's what she's just
okay,
checking.
And I had also wanted to make a comment about.
You're menstruating normally. Everything's fine for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Okay. And I was also listening about a month ago, and I just wanted to also make a comment. I'm sure you get a lot of calls about this with. It was like a young girl, and she had gotten pregnant and a bunch of different stuff. And but when someone mentioned adoption, Dr. Drew mentioned adoption, she was just like, "Oh, that would be like so wrong."
Right.
But I'm adopted, and I'd like to tell people that it's okay. And I've had just an incredible childhood and wonderful growing up.
Yeah, Colleen, would you have wanted to have been aborted?
Would I have what?
Wanted to have been aborted?
No.
Would you have wanted to have been raised by crappy parents?
No.
Even if they were your own parents?
Of course, no.
Wasn't it much more caring of your biological parents to have handed you over to somebody who could really rear you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the lunacy of all this. People are like, oh my God, it's my blood, it's my responsibility. Yeah, that's BS.
Right.
That's BS.
Yeah, you're chain smoking and
if it's yours,
drinking while you're
do what's right for the kid. Do what's right for the kid. Don't kill it, and go ahead and give it to somebody who can rear it. There are lots of people out there that would.
Well, I prefer the abortion route, but if you have to give birth, you give it up for adoption. Even healthy, happy families should give their kids up for adoption.
It's a trade-off.
Yeah, it's more of a sort of round robin with the kids.
That way nobody should feel stigmatized by being
right. And it gives you perspective because you don't have the whole blood thing getting in the way. You know what I'm saying?
Things up.
That's right. Hey, Colleen, you didn't have any of that open adoption nonsense with your heroin addict biological parents, did you?
No.
Good. That's right. That's the other thing, too. Let's screw the kids up even more. Let's have a tattooed, riddled, drug-infested mama pull up in the van once every 6 months and spread some of her stink on the kiddies.
Well, how about
That's
the call we had
ridiculous.
a month ago with the sister that had found the biological brother and then wanted to marry him? Remember that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Having
wanted
sex.
to marry him?
Going to marry him.
Going to marry him. Found long-lost biological brother because of the open adoption. Full blood.
Didn't tell anybody. Brought this guy home. Hey, my fiance.
Yeah.
Neither of them are going to tell anybody because they want to get married.
Huge. You know, I was thinking, listen, all you a-hole attorneys out there. I know Drew will let me go on a quick jag here against attorneys because he can't stand this litigious society we're in. Just got back from Mexico, by the way, where they don't seem to have attorneys there. I don't know, or maybe they just get like $4 an hour because it's not a real litigious group over there, those Mexicans. Yeah. You go to a bar and they go, hey, we do something fun. What is that? Oh, we take these this rope and this block and tackle and we tie it around your ankles and we hang you upside down and we dump tequila in your mouth and we spin you around until you choke or you hawk up a lung or something. It's good fun. So you're like, all right. So next thing you know, there's a bunch of guys screaming, and you're swinging by your feet, having a tequila forced down you. And meanwhile, and then there's like other things like, hey,
it's just vomitoriums. If I was sprayed around this room,
there's something they got in Mexico
That's
over
terrible.
there culturally, which is they want you to drink, and then they want to rough you up.
Yeah.
They drink you, and then they put you in a rock tumbler. It's not enough that you're getting loaded; they have to scramble you. They blow a whistle in your ear, and that sort of disorients you, and then they force booze down you, and then they shake your head violently. I really think I had that.
Let's go to break.
What is that syndrome where you shake a kid and he turns into a retard?
Yeah.
What is that, Drew?
Well, you can bleed into your head or tear a vein.
Yeah, I think I got that. But in Mexico, you can't sue anybody for anything.
You've not been right, so there you go.
You just pile right, that's like, hey, want to take a picture on top of my donkey? Yeah, all right. Yeah, pile on. All 10 of you. Yeah, do it in the street. Here's a bottle of tequila. Hold that up. Then apparently no one can sue anyone over there, but that's the way I like it. I can't stand these signs. People advertising. Yeah, you have breast implants. You had Norplant. Yeah, come make some money. Please. Go to Mexico. That's the one thing we should adopt from that culture. They don't sue.
The other thing, they have a lot of poor people who are very happy. You
Yeah,
notice
they
that?
are.
You notice that? They have their families are
Of course,
intact.
they're drunk and someone's shaking their head.
Their families are intact. The kids are well cared for. I mean, they really have their priorities lined up. They don't have much money.
I got a ton of priorities. The 3-year-old selling chiclets. Drew.
No,
that's priority.
That's not a good part of it.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, there's a lot
didn't see the
there's a lot of
other part.
intactness for the amount of poverty they have.
Yeah, people are having a good time. It's not all about money. Is that what you're saying, Drew?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a little shade. They got the wind and a bottle of booze. They're fine.
All right, let's go to break.
Okay. Hey, hello. Hey, it's Loveline. Christa Miller is
Why I'm there.
What do I got here, Drew?
I am going to talk about this if you won't talk about it.
What is
Privacy of a break. Adam, this is from Dave. About the seats that spray a jet of water to wash your ass. You can buy these at any store in Japan for $300 to $400. They are called washlets and are very nice indeed.
Oh, yeah. I was at the Riga Royal in New York where I took my last shower.
Was it a shower or really just that bidet experience? Did you actually shower?
I count that as a shower. Get my ass washed. It's
So
really
I
the only part I focus on in the shower anyway. And I can wash my face in the sink,
I understand.
It's hard to get your ass in the sink. No, I took my last shower Wednesday morning before after we worked out.
Right.
After we watched VH1
right.
Behind the Music.
Right.
And we ran on treadmills. And
much Behind the Music. That's where I watch it.
Did.
Yeah, I forced. We watched Christy McNichol.
I wanted
and
to
the Mamas
see that.
and the
Was that
Papas.
so good? The
It's a good
Christy
one.
McNichol one.
Very good.
McNichol one?
Very good. You gotta watch it. I would have taped it for you. I didn't know.
I didn't. Oh.
Well, we were in New York.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about showering later this week.
Anyway,
if anyone's
but
keeping count.
you were carrying on about your seat, your toilet seat.
Bidet?
I fell in love with this ass-washing seat over at the Regal Royal
It fits
Hotel.
on a usual toilet. It's not a...
Oh, it's not a bidet, separate bidet.
It's a button that seems to...
For less cultured listeners who don't know what the bidet is, it's not a toilet. It's a separate unit, about the size of a toilet. I guess big in Europe.
Wash a lot of things.
Toilet.
Yeah, so you hit this toilet, then you haul your smelly ass up, you plop it down in the one next to it, and then you get a nice washing. I always thought it was more for women in the frontal stuff than it was for guys in the rear stuff, but apparently, it's both. And this is the kind of thing that I would normally scoff at until I felt the jet for myself, and then I realized this is huge.
Yeah,
I heard when that could have been me doing it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that's what I heard when this thing hit my ass. I said, "This is fantastic. Why aren't more people doing this? How come I don't have one of these?" And if it was $300 or $400, it'd be the best $300 or $400 you spend in your life.
It attaches to your toilet?
It is the toilet seat. And it has a little attachment next to it. What you do is there's something called an angle stop on the wall coming out behind your toilet, so you can turn the water off, like if you got to work on the toilet. And it probably tees off of that. One line goes to the toilet, the other line goes to this thing. Then it plugs in and it heats the water.
Right.
Shoots right in your ass. And here's the thing.
Do you have to hold anything, or is it right there?
All you got to do is hold your bowels.
Yeah.
And I like to hold the towel rack, too, just so steady myself.
Just for fun?
Yeah. So you feel a little more secure
that's
that
your
way.
technique.
That's my personal technique.
Right.
Yeah, I go with an undergrip. But, I was thinking, it's $300 or $400. You probably save $300 or $400 in toilet paper in the first couple of years. You really would. Because
Adam
you
has
don't go
some
through a lot of toilet paper.
Adam has some unusual physical attributes that require special techniques.
Oh,
a lot of toilet paper.
That is, and you understand it when you're a doctor and you say things like that. It really adds a certain grossness factor.
What?
I don't have any special attributes, and not embarrass me in front of Christa. She's already hot for me. Let's not ruin it. You understand?
Well, why don't you explain?
She's in a relationship that could be over any day now.
I understand.
All I got to do is say the word.
Okay, we'll say a few words here, and that might discourage her.
I'm a clean freak.
Right.
I like to keep myself clean.
Yeah.
And I like to be clean in my intimate areas.
Right.
You never know.
You never know who's going to be there.
You never know.
And why do you?
I also dump a little talc down the front before I leave the house.
Right.
Keep things fresh down there.
Yeah.
Springtime fresh.
Paper mache. And
yeah.
And then the back, why is that so difficult to keep clean?
Well, because I'm a man and I produce a certain amount of testosterone, probably more than most. I have a little peach fuzz growing down there. It occasionally inhibit things. It tends to stymie the cleaning process.
He described
So it's like a forest, and you can't get the trucks through.
As he described it, it's like trying to clean peanut butter out of a shag carpet.
Oh, please, Drew. You misquote me.
That's really...
Drew, that is so unkind, Drew. You realize
Look at Drew's hysterical.
I have no more hair in my crack than you do. Son of a bitch.
Your two choices are bidet or get your butt waxed.
Yeah, and since I'm done with the butt waxing until the summer months hit, I'm getting a toilet seat. I love this thing. Hey, I may just do the show from there. That'll be a good show. Get the ISDN line put in my bathroom. I'll do a whole show. See, the continuous stream of water going in my ass. And I'll charge the neighbors. I'll charge them like 75 cents a pop, and it'll pay for itself in no time. That's a great idea. I'm going to get one of these things. If there's someone listening who knows where you can get a deal on a good used one.
You'd be in such a much better mood.
That's right. Mary.
Hi. First I want to say to Kristen that the Drew Carey Show is great, and I watch it every week.
Thank you so much.
And my question was, my counselor is referring me to a psychiatrist next week to have an evaluation, and I was wondering what that consists of, like Rorschach blocks or what?
I doubt it. It will just be a lot of questions about your medical history and your psychological history, your social history, your family history.
Right.
So they can make an assessment of whether or not there's something biological that they can help with.
Okay.
Is there something going on that the therapist is concerned about?
She's just wondering if I have seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah, okay.
Something like that.
That's interesting. And certainly a psychiatrist would be the person to say to have that assessed, because above and beyond whatever you're seeing the psychologist for, there can be some significant biological issues separate from the dynamic issues, separate from the psychological issues that can really be helped.
Some people freak out in winter. They get depressed.
Yeah, the short days, theoretically.
Oh, really? Yeah. You got to go to that Mexico. Days are long. It's fantastic. It's hot, you know.
Booze
Everyone's
is flowing.
drunk. Yeah, get a picture on top of a donkey for next to nothing. Brett.
Hey, how you doing?
You're 25.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I love you guys' show. I listen to it all the time when I drive to work.
Thanks.
I just got a real quick question about masturbation. Kind of embarrassed about it. I only see my fiance a couple times a week when we do have sex, and all the other times it seems like I'm having withdrawals. And so when I do masturbate, it goes on for about 2 to 3 hours. I'm just wondering, is that abnormal? Is that excessive for somebody my age?
I'm not
2 to 3 hours.
What does that mean? What does that translate into?
How many get, like 10, 15 off in that period?
No. It goes on and on.
That's
on.
one?
Yeah, just one. Just leading up to one.
Wow. I'd have to like start whacking off at noon just so I'd be ready for when I got home.
It's a little compulsive.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 or 3 hours.
I mean, why does he need to then? Is sort of the question. What's he up to?
It's like I relive our sex when we're together. I like recreate it.
The sex is 4 minutes though.
No,
relive it at real time.
Wait, but how often are you together?
About twice a week, and that's just our time schedules. We're on different shifts, and we don't see each other.
And how often are you doing this alone?
What's that?
How often are you together alone, where that is?
Just once or twice a week.
Once a week. All right. Well.
Hey, you spend once a week masturbating, but it's a marathon hug, right?
But it's about his fiancée.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, listen, you whacking off for 2-3 hours.
Well, what is it? Could you make it at a shorter time if you wanted to?
Yeah, I could.
How'd you work on that?
It's I work late at night, so it's usually late at night. Nothing's going on anyway, so.
Right. And
I'm figuring once I get married and we'll be with each other more, and I won't have the urge to do this. So I'm kind of hoping that once we're married.
I don't know. Here's the question: could you squeeze one off in 3 minutes or 4 minutes if you had to?
If I wanted to, sure.
You could. See, it's just you're just diddling on the clock. I mean, that's not really masturbation. That's just
wasting
sort of
time.
Daydreaming.
Yeah, that's being a bad employee. Don't they have one of those posters in the lunchroom that would discourage that? A little drawing of a guy, whacking off, another guy pointing to a time clock, another guy going for the paper towels and they're not there. Shouldn't they have one of those things? They have a poster for everything now. Yeah, I'm going to make those. I'll call them realistic posters. Not the one about stealing the stapler. That's no duh. I'm talking about jacking off and workman's comp fraud. Okay, we'll take ourselves a little break. We'll be back.
The phone number for Loveline.
Hey, well, that's it. Thank you very much, Christa.
Krista's got to get up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Oh, really?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
go to work.
Good sport.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, we had a good time with you. Drew Carey, 9 o'clock, Wednesday nights, ABC. Come back anytime you like.
Thank you.
All right, I'll have a new hat on for you.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station.
And are probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment. Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingle. Now, please listen to this station longer.